They'd cracked it, and so they formulated their theory. Carbon dioxide springs like these pump vast amounts of CO2 into the water at the bottom of the lake. As more and more carbon dioxide was pumped in, the gas concentration rose, turning the lake into nothing less than a huge chemical time bomb, just waiting for the one event that would trigger it to explode. But what was that trigger? There was some evidence on the cliffs around Lake Neios itself. One side of the crater had a strange scar that had appeared at the same time as the disaster. It was the telltale signs of a landslide. It seemed they had found the fuse that lit the bomb and turned the lake into a killer. The scientists now had all the clues they needed to explain what happened that night at Lake Neios and why 1,800 people had died. Just before 9 p.m., the villagers prepared for bed for the last time. It was the night before market, so the village of Neios was packed with people. At the far corner of the lake, tragic events unfold. A landslide unleashes hundreds of tons of rocks into the lake. They move down and penetrate the top of the layer of water where carbon dioxide is dissolved. Bubbles of carbon dioxide move up to the surface. Water droplets form on the surface of the gas, turning it white. Once the crater is full, a dense cloud of gas pours over the lip of the spillway, bearing down on the villages at over 60 kilometers an hour. The gas crept over those sleeping in their beds, suffocating them in their sleep. In the village of Neios, all but 6 of the villagers died. The gas cloud travels on to neighboring villages. For 1,800 people, death is now inevitable. The deadly process of lake overturn wasn't over yet. The turbulence caused by the landslide is moving down to the bottom where the gas concentration is at its highest. The gassy water explodes upwards in a huge fountain of water and foam, killing all the fish and washing over one side of the crater. This was the explosion that some of the survivors heard and thought was a volcano. The huge jet sends a tidal wave 25 meters high racing across the shore, with enough force to strip it to bare rock and dragging vegetation back into the water with it. And then the whole process stops. The lake overturn theory seemed to explain everything, except for 2 outstanding questions. What was the mysterious smell?